Welcome to the Varsity Voices CCL Player Shoutout, brought to you by the Varsity Voices Media Network. I'm one of your hosts, Dan Fravoletti. Along with me is my co-host, Joe Fravoletti. On today's podcast, we are thrilled to be joined by the St Rita Mustangs returning all-conference players, senior Stephen Armbruster. Stephen, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's kind of a dead period now, but so we appreciate you coming on. If you are looking to buy or sell a home, contact RE/MAX Realtor and Circle of Legends recipient Christopher Cobb. Let Chris's extensive negotiating experience work to guide you on all of your real estate buying and selling needs. Contact Christopher now to discuss the right strategy for your personalized real estate buying and selling plan. His number is 630-420-0070, or you can visit his website at christophercobb.com. You know, I've kind of a question, kind of big picture question to kick it off here. And that is, you played at St Rita where it's tradition rich. What does it mean to be a football player there at St Rita?
Even since my freshman year, just walking in, all you hear about is the tradition, and being around the school, you see, posters on the wall of, just guys who are all-time greats there. So when you really learn the tradition, it just makes you want to be really a part of it and leave your mark.
But now you're obviously in the off season, but things are picking up. Of course, next week you're starting the last practices before the season starts. But what did your off season training look like this year, Stephen? Any specific areas that you focused on?
This year, we have a lot of offensive guys coming back. So really just building that chemistry that was already there, and just really just driving it, and then getting bigger, faster, stronger too.
Stephen, I know you're a team first guy, but personally you're coming off a great season, all conference, all area. Within the team concept, you mentioned chemistry, but personally, what did you focus on improving in your game this summer?
I definitely wanted to get, stronger in the weight room, hit the weight room pretty heavy, and speed too. I felt comfortable getting out of the pocket last year a lot, but making plays once I get out is really something that I thought I needed to work on. So,
yeah. Any other sports that you're playing this year or have played, Stephen?
I used to play basketball, but not anymore.
So you mentioned you've got a lot of good returning players on offense, right? Who are a few of those? A few of your teammates that you're counting on this year, maybe some that are going to be stepping up this year that maybe we haven't heard about that we'll hear about this year?
Yeah, so from the offensive side of the ball, definitely Walter Jones. He's been with me. We've been together all 4 years, and we're really, me and him really looking to bring home a state championship this year. And then Donovan Evans coming back, of course, too, is huge. And then two guys who I think are really going to take major roles are our left tackle, Eli Akapich, and then our tight end, Brody Wontrobo.
That's great. Well, you guys are going to need it because your schedule is awesome, and it doesn't start lightly. Opening game against Marist. How do you like having a big game right out of the gate?
I really wouldn't want to have it any other way. If you have an easy schedule, it's not going to prepare you once you get to the playoffs. So, I think if we start hot, which, I think we will, we're just going to continue that momentum all throughout the season.
So we don't have to tell you this, Stephen, but the CCL, obviously, one of the toughest high school football conferences in the country. What's it like competing in that environment every week?
It's really exciting, especially when we're playing schools that are just down the street from us, that neighborhood rivalry. And then going up against, some of the best guys, Power 5 guys, just knowing you can compete with them.
You mentioned, in the previous question, Walter Jones, and, you've been with him for a long time. How nice is it, and what advantages are there to having a receiver that you've worked with, for multiple years on the field this year?
He's a really smart player, and I feel like we're always on the same page, whether he changes his route a little bit so he knows I can get it, to that open space. But, he's really good at finding that space and getting to where I need him to be to make a play.
So I know You probably look at every game as an important game throughout the season, but are there any particular games that you've kind of circled on your calendar for this season?
Yeah, definitely Mount Carmel. I've never beat them while I was at Rita, so that's always been, Carmel's always a big game, but since they're in 8A, we're not going to be seeing them in the playoffs, so this is really this seniors class last shot to end on a good note against those guys. And then obviously Brother Rice is a big one too. So yeah.
Yeah, those are great games. I know. We look forward to them, and as well as they're always a big item in the Chicago area for high school football. But right now you're in a kind of a quiet period,
Mm-hmm.
but your practices are done, right, for the
Yeah.
summer, and
Yeah.
until you start next week. What'd you do during this time when you were off?
I did a lot of just lifting and then golf a little bit too. But yeah, lifting, speed work.
Where do you like to play?
Like where golf?
Yeah.
Uh,
Any particular course that you go to is pretty, let's just go out here. This is easy.
yeah, Payless Country Club. It's right by my house, so it's pretty easy. Same with Silver Lakes too. So.
Are you good?
I'm all right.
I think anybody we ask that question to, that always seems to be the answer.
Do you have anything else you like to do outside of football?
Yeah, I'll play a little Xbox here and there, but if it's a summer day and I got nothing going on, I'm probably gonna lift and then golf.
Nice.
So one more question regarding the Chicago Catholic League. And you face some really good teams, some really good defenses as well. Who's the toughest defense you faced in the Chicago Catholic League so far?
I think it probably Mount Carmel.
Yeah.
They always have a really solid front seven, and then their secondary too is always kind of just, they always got playmakers back there. So.
I never want to assume, but I'm guessing you want to play at the next level. And I think I saw, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I thought I saw a reported offer from Kent State.
Yeah.
I also saw a reported really strong GPA, which is great. Congratulations. So regardless of the college, have you, and this is outside of football, have you put much thought into what you'd like to study?
Yeah, I think I want to study something like exercise science, get into physical therapy if football doesn't end up being the end-all be-all, but
yeah. That's good. You'll always be busy. There's a lot of football players out there with injuries. I
can
speak from experience. Yeah.
So I'd like to hear if you've got any kind of personal routines or rituals you do before the game, Stephen. Anything special as far as that goes?
Usually, pregame meal is usually always just a sandwich, just like a sub sandwich. Then I really try to calm myself down, focus in, keep quiet while getting dressed before we walk out through the tunnel and stuff. But then once we get on the field, get out of the locker room, it's all high energy from there.
We heard Coach Hopkins talked about the tunnel a little bit. Tell us if you really, how about, that's a pregame thing, right? That's how you enter the field, and that's kind of new.
Yeah.
You said. And what do you think of that?
It's awesome. Like, I love it. Like, music's really loud down there. We got the different colored lights and the fog machine. It's almost like a tight space, but there's like all of us are in there, so much energy. Kind of just really, really pumps us up before the game.
So as you know, we interviewed Coach Hopkins, your head coach, about a week or so ago. He had a lot of good things to say about you and other players on the team. What would you say that is maybe the number one thing, Stephen, that you kind of take from Coach Hopkins?
Definitely, I think his leadership. He's really like a great leader. Everybody really follows him because he's super passionate. So. For me, people say quarterback is the coach on the field. So I really try to, bring what he's trying to teach onto the field with us when he's not out there.
He gave us a good food place that he goes to. He and the coaches go to. But I want the player perspective. Maybe something fast, quick, easy, but not fast food chain. Where do you guys like to eat around St Rita? When you're done with practice or on the weekends?
There's definitely a couple. I like Jansen's down Western, like Burger Spot. And then me and there's probably 10 of my teammates the other day after practice went to Durbin's, and they had a deal for 50-cent wings. So I
Oh,
mean,
nice.
we had a
How
good
many
time.
do you think you guys crushed?
Oh, well over 100.
That's great.
Yeah. All right. So I want to know, I know you're a really good athlete, Stephen. If you could play any other position other than quarterback on the football field, what would it be?
Um, Probably either wide receiver or corner. In like middle school, 8th grade, I played corner, and I liked it. But I mean, I was better at quarterback, so I kind of stuck with that. But I'd have to say wide receiver or corner.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so besides quarterback, I wondered this because you are a really good athlete. Have you gotten any time at corner or anything on the defensive side of the ball?
Not on varsity. Freshman year, I did a little bit, but not on
Yeah,
varsity.
yeah. I wondered if they thought, gosh, we've got this athlete here, we should try and get something defensively out of him too. So yeah, that's interesting. I know with the quarterback, you definitely want to keep him safe as much as possible. You're going to take a lot of hits, and so it doesn't surprise me to hear that.
And I mean, also we just have a really good defense. Like I don't know how much help I'd be because those guys are all everybody's talented. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We love how the team plays defense. Watching them last year, we thought one of the better defenses we saw all year.
So you mentioned some of the offensive players, Stephen. Who on the defense should we be on the lookout for this year?
yeah, definitely Owen Lynch. Um, he kind of I don't want to say played in the shadow of James Kingsbury and J Buck last year, but he's really I mean this summer camp has really been the defense is his. So him definitely, and then Langston Smith, James Franklin at DB, Andrew Elwood. Um, those guys like going against them in practice, they're all really good players. So I mean, for them to challenge me, see the best day in and day out at practice, I think that really prepares me well.
do you guys do a lot of ones on ones in the summer? Do you do that, or is it pretty much always a scout team?
We did ones on ones like every day in the summer, whether that was red zone period, third down period, 7-on-7. But pretty much all summer we were ones on ones.
And that's got to help you, right? I mean that can only help. Obviously, you want to think about injuries, but going against the best guys on your defense, we just talked about how great it was. It's got to make you feel like you know you want to make the game seem easy, and going
Mhm.
against a great defense has to help with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what about personal goals as well as some team goals for this year, Stephen? If you were to lay out some of your personal goals for this season, it can be stats related, it can be that kind of thing. What are you hoping to accomplish this year?
I mean, personal goals. Well, first we like win a state championship is all. That's the biggest thing. We talk about it all the time. I think obviously we're a state championship level team. But I guess for me it would be like all state and just go all conference again.
All right,
Stephen,
good.
you're a senior, so you have last year obviously starting quarterback and a lot of success. What is it that you try and help with the lower level guys or the guys who are just playing varsity for the first time? How do you try and help them get acclimated to varsity football?
I think just telling them to slow the game down. Um, what our coaches tell me all the time: let the game come to you. So I'll tell them the same thing. Really, don't try to make plays that aren't there. Um, so like the first week of summer, all of the sophomores were up with us, with the varsity. Um, so being able to talk to the sophomore quarterback, and our other quarterback who's now as a junior, the backup, really just get him settled in. Really is the biggest thing I think.
So I just have one more question for you, Stephen. And you said you listened to our episode where we interviewed Coach Hopkins. So you probably heard me ask him if there were to be a hashtag and a word, hashtag and a phrase, that kind of depicts St. Rita football. I said, what would that be? And he said, #together. So I think that's probably something that you would probably say as well, right?
Mhm.
But I've got something else for you that I'd like you to finish here. So I want you to finish this sentence. St. Rita football this season is going to be what?
State champions.
State champions. All right, awesome. I
Good
like
goal.
it.
Joe, I'm all set, so we can give Stephen his evening back if that's okay.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, good.
All
Well,
right.
we'd like to thank quarterback Stephen Armbruster of St. Rita High School for joining us on the CCL Player Shoutout, brought to you by the Varsity Voices Media Network. Stephen, thank you so much for joining us. Stay healthy and good luck this season.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
Sure. We appreciate you watching and listening to this episode of Varsity Voices. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, as well as X, Facebook, and Instagram. Please like, follow, and subscribe, and we will talk to you soon.